Hi guys, it's me, Amaya. Oh, my phone is upside down. And today, I know we just finished with recording Humphrey, but I'm going to start a new book series, and this book is called Mr.Jack is a Maniac. And also, I have a little friend up here. You can't see her, but she's my cat. You want to come in? Yeah, her. So you might see her walking through sometimes. So, because she likes to be in my videos sometimes. But we're going to read Mr. Jack is a Maniac. These chapters are a lot shorter than Humphrey, so you might read some more than usual. Chapter 1. The H Word. My name is AJ, and I hate hate. Let me explain. It was a really nice day, so Dr. Brad, the school counselor, took our class out to the playground to talk. We sat near a circle by the monkey bars. Mr. Brad was talking how kids need to be nicer to each other. And unlike Humphrey, this book has pictures, so you can see some pictures. AJ is right here. This AJ. Hate is not a nice verb, Dr. Brad told us. We should try to be nice and tolerate of other people, even if we don't like them so much. The verb would be a better place if there was less hate, no? So try not to use that verb. I hate hate, I said. I can't think of anything I hate more than hate, said Ryan, who would eat anything, even stuff that isn't food. I hate people who hate people, said Michael, who never ties his shoes. Everyone agreed that we hated hate. Well, everybody except Andra Young, the annoying girl with curly brown hair. If we shouldn't hate things, Andra said, then we shouldn't hate hate, right? Huh? Yeah, we should like hate, said her. This is not nice. So if you say to people, I will be super mad. Her crybaby friend Emily, who agrees with everything Andra says. But it would be wrong to like hate, said Nell, I hate hate, but I hating hate too, said Alexandra, who rides a skateboard everywhere. I thought my head was going to explode. I hate when that happens. Nobody hates hate than I hate, said Ryan. I hate hate more than you hate, said Michael. You do not. I do too. They went back and forth like that for a while. Hate, everyone said. Stop saying hate, Dr. Brad shouted. But you just said it, I told him. Dr. Brad closed his eyes and rubbed his forehead with his fingers. Do you ever notice that only grown-ups rub their foreheads with their fingers? Kids never do that. I guess when you grow up, your forehead gets itchy. Grown-ups are constantly rubbing their forehead with their fingers. The point is, said Dr. Brad, we should try to use the H word less and love each other more. Everyone started giggling and poking each other with elbows, because Dr. Brad said the L word. Anytime someone says love, you start giggling and poking the person next to you with the elbow. That's the first rule of being a kid. You know what I mean, Dr. Brad said. If you have a disagreement with someone, you should try to talk it out instead of fighting about it all the time. Dr. Brad got up and we walked through the woods to the end of the playground. We're not supposed to go back there. Our principal, Mr. Kless, told us that once he saw a big black bear out there one day. He was probably just kidding, but I stayed away from the back of the playground anyway, because I don't want to get attacked by a big black bear. That's when the most amazing thing in the world happened. There was a loud sound in the trees. We all turned around. We never believed in a million years who came roaring out of the woods. No, it was not a big black bear. Ha, you thought it was a big black bear, didn't you? Well, nah, boo-boo on you, because it wasn't. It was a big black motorcycle. A big black, loud motorcycle. It was coming straight at us. Eek, shouted the girls. Run for your lives, said Nell. So there's a picture there in the backwoods. The big black motorcycle skidded to a stop right next to Dr. Brad. After the dust cleared, the guy riding the motorcycle took off his helmet. He had deep blue eyes, long dark hair, and only said one word. Yo. Now, you cannot go take your motorcycle to school property. You'll get in trouble for that. It's a book. Chapter number 2. Mr. Jack is cool. Is yo even a word? I know that yo-yo is a word. I saw this guy at the toy store once who did a yo-yo trick. He could fling that thing above his head, between his legs, and all over the place. Yo-yos are cool. Where was that say? Oh yeah, it doesn't matter if yo's a word or not, because the motorcycle guy said it, and if you said it, if you say it, I guess it must be a word. What if I say shinika? Is that a word? He's the guy on the motorcycle. Who is he? Everyone's asking. He's cool, said Nell. He looks like a movie star, Alexandra. He's handsome, Alexandra, said Andra. He's dreamy, said Emily. The motorcycle guy turned off his motorcycle. He was wearing leather pants, leather shoes, a leather belt, and a leather jacket. This guy must really like leather. What if many cows had died to make his clothes? He reached into his pocket and pulled out a comb. Then he started combing his hair in slow motion. Doing anything in slow motion is cool. I saw this TV show once where they drop watermelons out of a 10-story building. You could see the cloud in slow motion. That was cool. Excuse me, sir, may I ask who you are and what you were doing at school property? Yes, and I'm asking. You don't just interrupt school property. That's illegal. Marcus didn't say anything for a long time. He just stared at Dr. Brown with deep blue eyes. My name is Mr. Jack, he finally said, but you can call me Mr. Jack. Yo. But your name is Mr. Jack. I know, said Mr. Jack. That's why you should call me Mr. Jack. Don't you want to call you something instead of Mr. Jack? No. Why? asked Mr. Jack. When people say you can call me, that usually means you call it something different than the regular name. Not this time, said Mr. Jack. That guy was weird. The recess bell rang and kids started pouring out of the school. They might have seen the motorcycle because a whole bunch of them came running over and gathered around Mr. Jack. So did the teachers. Well, hello, said gym teacher Miss Small. She was all giggly, started fussing with her hair. Hi there, stranger, said Miss Holly, her Spanish teacher. She was blushing, started fading herself in her hand. You don't even know this dude, people. New in town? Asked Miss Hannah, our art teacher. She pulled a little mirror out of her pocket and started putting makeup on her face. All the lady teachers were giggly and blushing and fussing with their hair and fanning themselves and looking at little mirrors. Ladies always do that stuff when they're in love. Nobody knows why. Miss Ball looked like she was about to faint. What's your name? Miss Lady asked her speech teacher. Hello, ladies. My name is Mr. Jack, and you can call me Mr. Jack. Well, it's gonna go with how you call me. Bruh, you just met this dude. These teachers are cuckoo. I guess this is why it's my weirder school. That's what this book series is called. Dr. Brad pushed his way in front so he could talk to Mr. Jack. I don't think Dr. Brad's really happy that he's in school property. I mean, I wouldn't be very happy either if somebody just invaded our school property. I'm sorry, sir, but what you are doing is called trespassing, said Dr. Brad. This is school property. You need to leave. Oh, yeah, said Mr. Jack. Who's gonna make me? Oh, he got sass. Ooh, we all said. Anytime he says, who's gonna make me, he had to say, ooh. That's the first rule of being a kid. I suppose I'm going to make you, said Dr. Brad. Oh, yes, Mr. Jack, you in what army? I'm scared, said Emily, who's scared of everything. Dr. Brad was looking at Mr. Jack. Mr. Jack was looking at Dr. Brad. We were all looking at Dr. Brad and Mr. Jack. Well, the girls were pretty much were pretty much looking at Mr. Jack. At the moment, the back door of the school opened. A bunch of male teachers came out. Mr. Mackey, Mr. Graham, Mr. Lorry, Mr. Docker, and even Mr. Louie. I know a Mr. Louie. If you've seen a little while back when I had the V2H fanfiction series, you might remember Mr. Louie played as Patricia in one of them. Our school crossing guard and Mr. Toddy, our after-school program director, came all out. They made a circle around Mr. Zed. This army, said Dr. Brad. It's on 9 minutes? Okay. Hold on, let me see if they have a table of contents. I don't know how many chapters this book has. It has 12. We'll see how much we can read. Chapter 3, Weapons of Mass Destruction. Who is this guy? Asked Mr. Mackey, our read specialist. His name is Mr. Jack, I said, but you could call him Mr. Jack. Okay, Mr. Jock, said our science teacher, Mr. Docker. This is school property. You can't stay here. You will have to be out. You are outnumbered. If you won't leave on your own, we're going to make you leave. I'll let him stay, said Miss Holly. Yes, said Lazy. Yes, said Lazy. Let him stay. And they all start giggling. This is going to be cool, Ryan whispered to me. Now, this is exactly the kind of situation I was telling you children about, said Dr. Brad. We are having a little disagreement here. We mature adults have disagreements. The best way to settle them is to have an open and honest discussion instead of fight. But Dr. Brad didn't get the chance to finish his sentence. At that moment, Mr. Jack picked him up and lifted him in the air. Yes! He done it. He threw Mr. Brad on the playground. Wow, we all said, which is Mom upside down. Dr. Brad lay in the bushes. It was cool. I had no idea you could throw a person so far. Mr. Jack jumped into karate pose. I must warn the rest of you fellows, he said. These hands are dangerous tools. In fact, I have them registered with the government as weapons of mass destruction. Mr. Jack's hands look like just regular hands to me. What do I know about karate? We're not afraid, said Mr. Thomas. Come on, boys. Let's take him. I'm not sure that's a good idea when he literally picked up this teacher and threw him. I don't think that's a good idea. With that, Mr. Toddy charged at Mr. Jack. Ee-yah! Screamed Mr. Jack. He spun around fast, grabbed Mr. Toddy's arm, and kicked him in the butt. That came tumbling to the ground. I don't appreciate violence on school property, Sandra. What do you have against violins? I asked her. Not violence, Arlo. Andrew said, violence. Oh, that's different, I said. Mr. Tommy got up, and the other male teachers came after Mr. Jack, one at a time. Mr. Gray jumped at Mr. Jack. Mr. Jack flipped him sideways. Mr. Gray was flat on his back. Mr. Lee tried to grab Mr. Jack's legs, and Mr. Jack jumped up and laid on Mr. Lilly. Ee-yah! Mr. Johnny. Hide your eyes, Emily, Andrew said. This kind of behavior is definitely not appropriate for children. Mr. Mack and Mr. Lorry charged at Mr. Jack. Mr. Jack got both of them at the same time and bonked their heads together. Ow, that hurts. I never bonk your head against somebody. That really hurts. Yeah, Mr. Jack. Oof, grunted Mr. Lorry as he hit the ground with a thud. One by one, Mr. Jack kicked all their butts. It was like watching professional wrestling on TV, but without the TV. Here's the picture. Mr. Jack is strong. All the teachers were giggling and blushing and fussing with their hair and fading themselves and looking at their face in little mirrors. All the male teachers were sprawled on the ground, moaning and groaning. It was hilarious. I guess you fellas think twice for messing with Mr. Jack again, said Mr. Jack. They started combing his hair. How do I look? Does anybody want my autograph? This guy is. I guess why it's called Mr. Jack's a Maniac. I think we'll do chapter 4, because these chapters are a lot shorter than Humphrey's. Chapter 4. Step outside. You'll never believe in 1,100,000 years who came right out of that school that moment. It was Mr. Klutz, our principal. He's like the president of the world. Mr. Klutz has no hair at all. I mean none. They put a solar panel on his hands to generate electricity. What is going on out here? Mr. Klutz demanded. Nobody said a word. Everyone stepped out of the way. Mr. Jack and Mr. Klutz were standing there, staring at each other. You could hear a pin drop. This playground ain't big enough for the both of us. Pardoner, to Mr. Jack. I ain't reckon it ain't pardoner, said Mr. Klutz. They're talking like they're in the Wild West. That was weird. I don't like the sound of this, Andra. Me neither, said Emily. We're gonna have to ask you to step outside, sir, said Mr. Klutz. We're already outside, said Mr. Jack. Oh yeah. Mr. Jack turned his face up. Should I beat this guy up too? He asked. Yeah! Shouted all the boys. The boys. Really? No! Shouted all the girls. Mr. Jack took 2 steps forward and dove at Mr. Klutz's leg, knocking him down. Then he picked up Mr. Klutz and raised him high over his head. Help, Mr. Klutz! Put me down! Yeah! Screamed Mr. Jack. Mr. Jack spun around a few times. Then he dropped Mr. Klutz on the ground and sat at him so he cleaned it up. You should have been there. It was amazing. What happened next was even more amazing. Mr. Jack got up and helped Mr. Klutz to his feet. What? Then he shook hands and hugged each other. What? That makes no sense. Then all the male teachers came over to shake hands with Mr. Jack. So did all the lady teachers. Then all the teachers got in line, took a pow, like they were in a play or something. A few kids started clapping their hands, and the rest of us broke into applause. Thank you, said Dynamite. You all did a wonderful job. Wait a minute, I shouted. You mean that wasn't a real fight? No, of course not, said Dr. Brad. In elementary school, we don't fight. We settle our differences with words, not with wits. Okay. I feel like you kids should learn a few more basic self-defense moves in case of emergency, so Mr. Clutch told us. It's dangerous in the world out there, blah, 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 blah. Everyone needs you, blah, 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 blah. And that's why I hired Mr. Jack to spend the rest of the day with us. Hooray, we all shouted. Any questions, said Mr. Jack. You're really good at karate, said Michael. Do you have a black belt? Let me put it this way, said Mr. Jack. I do have a belt, and it's black. Yeah, but like a black belt karate or just like a regular black belt? Whoa, he has a black belt, I shouted. I always wanted to take karate classes, but my parents said I had to wait until I was in 4th grade. I wonder what grade these are. Who wants to be the door closed for the day as Mr. Clutch as we walked in back in high school? Me, I do, we all shouted. Everyone wanted to be the door closed for the day, because that's an important job, because they had to make sure to close the door. If the door closed the day doesn't close the door, and why not am I wander to the school? So being a door closer is way more important than being a line leader, a snack passer outer. I always wanted to be the door closer for the day. Mr. Clutch never picks me. He always picks one of the other kids. AJ, you are the door closer for the day, Mr. Clutch said. Yes, I rule. After I closed the door, I ran up so I could talk to Mr. Jack. Are you going to teach me how to beat people up? I asked him. Up, down, and sideways, he replied. This was going to be cool. Alright, and that's where I'm going to stop today. Next time we'll read Chapter 5. I hope you're liking this book so far. I know I am. It's a lot different than Humphrey because, one, there's more human. It's all about humans. There's no, like, hamsters. And, and it's a lot like a whole different concept. So, I hope you guys will enjoy the series. Make sure you leave a thumbs up and subscribe to Mine's Playtime so we can have more fun playing together. I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody!